Greetings and salutations, folks. I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for checking out this video. We're doing a beer review today, and we're looking at Founders Backwoods Bastard. It's an ale aged in oak bourbon barrels. Now, I like the sound of that. I'm a bourbon fan, and I'm a big fan of beers that have been aged in bourbon barrels, especially oak. Seems to impart a certain flavor to the beer that I really enjoy. And that looks nice. Look at that. That is actually a nice bourbony color. It's kind of a caramel brown. Nice and dark. It's pretty opaque here where the glass gets thicker. Just a little bit of light coming through down here where it's thinner, but not much light at all. Actually, it looks like there might be some flecks in it. It might be a little bit cloudy and flocculent even. But I've come to realize that flocculent isn't necessarily bad. Honestly, for me, it used to be just a visual thing, seeing flecks and particulates floating in my beer. Just a mental block of mine, but I've started to get over it and realize that it doesn't really make a difference. You're not going to be chewing it or necessarily even feeling those flecks going down. And some really decent beers I've had recently have had the flecks in it and the particulates, so that's really kind of helped me to come around and say, you know what, you might not like the way it looks, but don't worry about it. Not much coming off of it. Mostly a nice woody aroma. And that oak, the oak really coming through with maybe a hint of that bourbon in there, that bourbon character, but overall fairly neutral aroma coming off of it. So, right up front, hit me with a high ABV tang. It does come in at 11.2%, so it's in the double digits. Not too surprised then that it's hitting me with that. But it fades fairly quickly. Right into a nice toasty, oaky, bourbony blend. It's got a bit of a medium to medium heavy mouthfeel. It's almost on the cusp there, being between medium and medium heavy. Of course, that's all relative and subjective, but I would say medium to medium heavy. I'm going to err on medium because it's not quite that thick or difficult to get down. It doesn't have enough body that I'd go medium heavy. I'd stick with medium. After about the third sip, that high ABV tang is kind of faded a bit, and I'm able to get more of the oaky, toasted oak flavor and the bourbon that's imparted there. It's amazing how much character a beer can pick up from the bourbon that's seeped into the barrels that the beer is then aged in. You wouldn't think there'd be a whole lot of that flavor left once they've drained the barrels, but there's just enough to add a different character to the beer, and you can taste that it was in a bourbon barrel. Ooh, pardon. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Like I said, I'm a bourbon fan, but that's primarily what I'm getting is the oakiness, the toasted wood, and the bourbon character, and honestly that toasty flavor is what's sticking with me the most. I want to give this one a 3.5 out of 5. Well, the fact that it's at 11.2% ABV, and granted, I did taste that bit of a tang from the high ABV right up front, but after about the third sip, it really faded. And then it moves on into the smooth, oaky, toasted oak, bourbon flavor, and the more I drink it, the more that's coming through. And there's a bit of a lingering aftertaste that's actually shifting between the oak and wood, the toasty notes, and the bourbon character. So that's really nice. So yeah, I'm gonna hit this with a 3.5 out of 5. Bear in mind that on a scale of 1 to 5, 2.5 is average. So this is definitely a highly above average beer. It's just not quite impressing me enough to push it up into the 4 category, but it is a really great beer, and you should definitely check it out. That's just my opinion. I'd like to hear from you. Hit me up in the comments, the email link down below. Let me know what you think of the beer, because everybody's tastes are different. We're not always going to agree, and I like to have that discussion. And it's interesting to see what other people think of the same thing. So yeah, while you're down there, make sure to hit me up with a like and a share. Share the video, get the word out. While you're also down there, make sure to subscribe. The more subscribers, the more popularity I get, and the better I feel about myself. Yay! Because I love the attention. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe, please. Really appreciate it. Until next time, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.